Fine. Fine. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So welcome to today's session for Bhakti Vaibhava. Today we'll study from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second verse. So before that we start discussion on that, I would like to show you the handbook. So you can start writing open books. So we have total, we have, just a second. So we have 24 units in Bhakti Vaibhava out of first to six cantos. So chapters 1, 2, and 3 is unit 1. So from each unit, we will be writing one open book essay. One essay. Total 24 essays. What's the page number? Yeah. You see page number 18 for unit 1. Open book assessment questions, canto 1, preface to SB 1.3.39. So we have 5 questions here. Answer any one. Right? It's like Bhakti Shastri, how you did Bhakti Shastri essays. Have a brief introduction, conclusion, and then in the middle point, you quote the shlokas from wherever you are quoting, wherever it asks you to quote. Yeah, I shared in the group. Yeah. So. Could you please reshare it again? Yeah. Okay, I'll share it again. Page number 18 is. No, yeah. In the handbook, it's 19. In the handbook, it's 19, but PDF page number 18. Answer 2 of the following essays, which say 600, but we write 1 because the criteria of, if you want to write 2, fine, no issue, but according to the criteria of Bhakti Vaibhava, if you write 1, it fulfills the criteria. 600 to 800 words. For example, with respect to Bhagavatam 1.1.1, briefly explain how the Srimad Bhagavatam establishes Krishna as the absolute truth. Then show how this understanding refutes common misconceptions about God, reflects modern mission of Srila Prabhupada, helps your faith in Krishna consciousness and your practices of devotional service. So we have discussed 1.1.1. We discussed how it refutes the common misconceptions of God. People think God is like the Mayavadi idea. We discussed impersonalist idea. Prabhupada refuted through his purport that how God is a personality. He is a person, he is a personality, he is not impersonal. So that refutes misconception. The mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada, how Prabhupada, he wrote in his purport that his mission of writing Srimad Bhagavatam to be in proper parampara. At the later part of the purport, Prabhupada discussed that of 1.1.1. And then helps your faith in Krishna consciousness and your practice of devotional service. How studying 1.1.1, Janmadhyasya yataha, increases your faith in Krishna consciousness. That is your personal application. Then with respect to 1.1.2 and 2. That we will discuss in due course. But yeah, you start reading them and you start preparing for close book, Purva Swadhyaya. These questions are there. What is the most confidential part of Srimad Bhagavatam? Explain why Srila Vyasdev purposely invokes a Gayatri mantra Dhimahi. What does Dhimahi denote here? Why does there appear to be reality in material world? Yatrati Sargam Risha. Why the words Avigya and Swarat are significant? Avigya, all-knower, Swarat, independent. And explain how the impersonalist philosophers have given indirect impetus to mundane sex life, Adi Rasa. At the end of the purport, Prabhupada discusses that. So 5 questions from first shloka, first verse and purport. From second verse, there are 4 questions. So prepare for them and start memorizing shlokas, shloka memorization, and start giving your shlokas. So today we'll also will announce in the group how do you send your shlokas. I'll discuss with Bhavagrahi Prabhu and notify in the group how do you send. So I hope you get the shlokas to memorize. These are the shlokas. At the end of the book, you find them. Yeah, these are the list, shloka list to be memorized. So we recommend one way is, I made a video on YouTube. I'll share that with you. Why and how to memorize shlokas. The tips to memorize some shlokas. I made a video long back, many years back. I made that. I'll share that link with you. So one common idea is there, or one easy way is drilling. Sit in group or sit in company with partner, 2 or 3 of you sit together and drill. So one person recite one line, the other person recite 3 lines of that. Then goes on, recite the verse together. That makes it easier to memorize. And only few slokas only. How many slokas here? Any agent from the list below? Above 20 in bold. So above 20 shlokas in bold plus, and any 18 from the list. Okay, any from this 18 from the list. Shlokas will be assessed only during the course. Okay, so you have option here. Yeah, first time I'm saying in Bengali handbook they didn't give option. They just give a list, just memorize them. Okay, but whatever you memorize, well said that you memorize all of them. So do one thing is that recite all of them every day. Like in our Bhakti Vidyapith, we used to have a sloka recitation session, 15 minutes. Every day, 15 minutes before the class starts, we would just recite. So for suppose we are studying Canto 1. So we had selected shlokas for Canto 1. So let's say around 40 shlokas from Canto 1. So we would recite those shlokas every day till we study Canto 1. Then Canto 2 we go, we recite all the shlokas of Canto 2, selected shlokas to be memorized every day before the class. So like that, at least 15 minutes time if you give every day, just recite this, take your handbook, all these shlokas, recite them, read them loudly in your tune, whichever tune you like, read them, recite them. But that regular recitation, actually it something, it somehow it puts that rhythm, that tune, everything it puts in your mind. It becomes easier to memorize then. Write it somewhere. Like how I would memorize, I had a whiteboard in my, when I was in my school also, like in my house also. I was studying schools and college. So I had a whiteboard. I used to write 2-3 slokas every day there. And just look at that whole day, coming, just look at the board and just recite. So then I would say that it would be within 1 or 2 days, I could recite, memorize them, then write a new sloka. So like that, if you want, you can handwrite and put, if you have a whiteboard, right there, or if you have printer, print it out, stick it on the wall. People stick many things. So you can stick shlokas in different rooms. In kitchen, some shlokas, here some shlokas. Okay, let me recite this. So whichever way, I mean, point is that these shlokas are directly words of Bhagavatam, transcendental. So if we recite them, memorize them, remember them, then we are reciting, we are remembering Krishna. And that's the main point of Krishna consciousness. Always think of Krishna, never forget him. So reciting shlokas, we can remember Krishna. And it can really make us stress-free. I remember when I was going for my exam, class 10 standard exam, and 12th also. So my father used to take me on bike. I used to sit behind him and go for the exam hall, final exam, and so much tension. But I used to recite some shlokas from Bhagavatam, from prayers from Vritrasur, prayers from Kunti. I mean, whatever I know, I would recite in my mind, and then that would make me so peaceful. I would not think about the exam. Okay, I will see what comes in the question paper. We'll answer that. Because what's the point of worrying now? Whatever I studied, is gone. Study time is gone. Now I have to just go and write. But the anxiety, people get anxious of that, and that, then they make everything wrong. So reciting the shlokas all the time can be a nice habit. In fact, they say that one of the, I think, anga of devotional service, one of the things they say that you sit near deity and recite the shlokas. Recite shlokas to your deity. Recite different chant mantras. So good, in your home, at your home, when you sit in front of your altar, you can recite the shlokas in front of deity. That's one service to deity. Okay. So now we move ahead to 1.1.2, text 2. Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Shivadam Tapatrayan Unmulanam. So yesterday we discussed different types of tapatraya, and we also discussed about how different types of sinful activities. No, we discussed in another class. Different types of miseries in this world. Tapatrayan Unmulanam. So now this text talks about Abhideya or Bhakti, and this text also indicates subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam, transcendental subject matter. So yesterday we discussed Bhukti, Mukti, Vasana, Dharma Prajojita Kaitava Atra Parama. Okay, the question is Kaitava. What is Kaitava? See, Kaitava means here covered by fruitive intention. So actually the word Kaitava or Kitava means is cheating or deception. So Chaitanya Charitamrita discusses that nicely. Kaitava is actually indicating mukti, the desire for liberation. Desire for liberation. Okay, it's Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adi Lila, chapter 1, text 19 onwards. Chapter 1, text 90. Okay. Agyam tamero naam kohiye koitov dharma artha kama vancha moksha vancha adi shab. The darkness of ignorance is called kaitava, the way of cheating, which begins with religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. Kaitava, liberation. So, okay, next. Yes, you see, he quoted this verse. Dharma Pradutita Kaitava. This quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita, so this entire verse is there.
Who quotes it in Aditya Chaitanya?
No, Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya hasn't come yet. Means the discussion hasn't come yet for Mahaprabhu. It's still Guru Tattva. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami.
Can you please set up the historical
His
what's happening?
Chaitanya Charitamrita, first Adilila chapter. Adilila chapters are mainly a general description, or they're very, very important, like at least 7 chapters of Adilila. It's only the Radhanath Swami Maharaj was telling once that if someone reads Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, then at least he will not leave Krishna consciousness due to philosophical deviation. It's such important philosophy, like all chapters of, at least first 7 chapters of Adi Lila.
So what's the historical context?
So yeah, chapter 1 talks about Guru Tattva, about the philosophy of spiritual master, and chapter 2 talks about establishing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here in discussion at the end of chapter 1, Kaviraj Goswami, he is kind of setting up the scene of Chaitanya Charitamrita, about discussing about Guru and discussing about how the transcendental subject matter, and he will discard mukti, liberation here, similarly as Srimad Bhagavatam. So then chapter 2 goes for Guru, establishing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Lord. Chapter 3 talks about what? Guru Tattva, the internal reason for Mahaprabhu's appearance. Chapter 4 talks about the external reason for his appearance. Chapter 5 talks about Nityananda Prabhu. Chapter 6 talks about Advaita Acharya Prabhu. Chapter
More details.
Yeah, chapter 7 talks about Panchatattva, and chapter 7 is such a huge commentary of Prabhupada that they separately publish the book. Chapter 7 of Adi Lila is published as a separate book. No, not that. That's a separate book, Panchatattva. I think the Lord the Supreme, I think in 5 aspects, 5 features, BBT published a book. Just entire, separately published it. The Teachings of Lord Chaitanya is a separate book, it's a summary study. It's a book. What Prabhupada wrote himself, summary study, he combined Rupa Siksha, Sanatana Siksha, everything together, and he explained it more further. But chapter 7 is just printed separately as a separate book. That's another thing. Yeah, very important.
So Guruji, just the context. Lord Chaitanya in Madhya Lila goes to South India and then comes back, then Rath Yatra. What is happening in Chaitanya Charitamrita when this starts?
This is Adi Lila.
Understand
Yeah.
the final pastimes, but what is happening actually where Krishna Das Kaviraj is just saying this philosophy, or is it presented in the context?
It's just like Bhagavatam, we are seeing the first 3 verses. Vyasdev started it. It's like a Mangalacharan of Bhagavatam. First, Vyasdev is just telling the philosophy, like, okay, Dharma Prajojita is like that. Then he starts from text 4, he starts the story. In the Misharanya, sages were sitting and this and that. So here also, initially, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he will establish these truths. That spiritual master, about Srimad Bhagavatam, supremacy of Bhagavatam, about hearing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These things he is just telling the basic philosophy. Then gradually he will start introduce Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We can have separate session on structure of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
I just read that, so I just hear you.
Yeah, you see in Adi Lila here. Yeah, chapter 1. Needs with the translation, what called summary of the chapter. He is talking first 17-18 verses. He discusses, he recites Mangalacharan, and then actually first of all, around 16 or 17 verses he recites Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Mangalacharan, like Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpo, or obeisance to Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govinda, all these pranam mantra. So after reciting this pranam mantra, then he one by one he explains them, and these are the 7 chapters of Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila. Then from chapter 8 he starts the storyline. Actually, storyline starts on chapter 8. That okay, he went to temple of Madan Mohan, and the pujari of Madan Mohan instructed him to write Chaitanya Charitamrita, get the garland, he got the blessings, and then the storyline starts from there, chapter 8. First 7 chapters are kind of preludes to Chaitanya Charitamrita, but really, really important. Okay, so chapter 9, why I brought it here, because here also Kaviraj Goswami explains these words and Prabhupada explains. So next one, Tara Madhya Moksha Vansha Kaitava Pradhan. Okay, Tara Madhya Moksha Vansha Kaitava Pradhan. Jaha hoite Krishna Bhakti hoy antardhan. The foremost process of cheating. So see, Kaitava is cheating process. The foremost process of cheating is to desire to achieve liberation by merging into Supreme. For this causes the permanent disappearance of loving service to Krishna. So Tara Madhya Moksha Vansha, the desire for liberation, is called cheating process. Kaitava Pradhan. So there are many that actually Dharma, Artha, Kam, all of them are Kaitava, cheating only. Actually, what cheating? It's cheating ourselves. We are cheating ourselves by taking Dharma, Artha, Kama, because these things are taking us away from devotional service, from Krishna, sense gratification. But out of these 4, most dangerous is Kaitava, cheating process. Because from that Krishna Bhakti actually, Antardhan, it disappears totally. The desire to merge into the impersonal Brahman is the subtlest type of atheism. As soon as such atheism, disguised in the dress of liberation, is encouraged, one becomes completely unable to traverse the path of devotional service for Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kaitava, Moksha Vansha, Kaitava Pradhan. And then he says, Pra Shabdena Moksha vi sandhirapi nirastaiti. The prefix pra in the verse of Bhagavatam, what we are studying, dharma projojita gaitavatra parama. The word pra, prefix pra, indicates that the desire for liberation is completely rejected. Pra. So in Sanskrit and Bengali, when they we use these prefixes, they stress on something. Even in other languages, also the stress with prefix and suffixes. For example, one place they said that Bhaktivinoda Thakur also said that ভুলিয়া বৈকুণ্ঠ তত্ত্ব মায়া ভোগে সুপ্রমত্ত আমি আমি করিয়া বেড়াই, that we forgot Vaikuntha Dham, Supreme Lord, transcendental truth, and we are supramatta, means the word matta means mad, and the word pramatta, pra is the prefix, so word pramatta means even more mad, is crazy, and the word supramatta means he is gone case, he is just like totally 100%, 110% mad. So matta, pramatta, supramatta, how they use the prefixes and stress on the subject. Sridhar Swami, this is annotation by Sridhar Swami. Sridhar Swami is saying in this commentary that pra means that did reject desire for liberation. Jaha ite Krishna bhakti hoy antardhan. So actually, then important verse, next sloka is also কৃষ্ণ ভক্তির বাধক যত শুভাশুভ কর্ম সেহ জীব এক জীবের অজ্ঞানতম ধর্ম. All kinds of activities, okay, all kinds of activities, both auspicious and inauspicious, that are detrimental to the discharge of transcendental loving service to Lord Sri Krishna, are actions of the darkness of ignorance. So all of them are like even auspicious activities. If we have something auspicious, even that is also detrimental to bhakti. So someone might say, specifically those who, it's easier for us to understand in ISKCON, or those who came from Western background also okay, and those who are like us, we are youth, so it's easier for us. But those who are a little bit elderly and Bengali or Indian body, they have some cultural background, they have some strong culture. So for them, actually to take Krishna consciousness fully, one obstacle is their culture. Many things are there, cultural thing. That's what Mahaprabhu is indicating here. Auspicious, inauspicious. You don't know what all like are there in the Bengali, India, and all these cultures. Cultural things. So sometimes, okay, these are good. Cultural things are good, but sometimes those cultural things also become obstacles. Like once we went for Harinam Sankirtan in Bangladesh in one place. Devotees we went to Mridanga Kartal for Harinam Sankirtan outside. So some local people came, they came in a group and they said, stop this kirtan. This kirtan is not okay or bona fide. Why? What's the problem? So you guys are wearing shoes and you are chanting. So why are you wearing shoes? You cannot chant the holy name wearing shoes. But devotees are chanting on the street, came to your place. You should accept that you should also chant, but then you are wearing shoes. They are not chanting, but they are pointing fault that you are wearing shoes. So devotees had to remove their shoes and put in one corner and chant in that locality with barefoot. Then they came this place again, took the shoes and came from there, like that. So this kind of small things are there in things. This is like that, that is like that, auspicious, inauspicious. Many kind of saying, like my mother says, you can't do this on that. On this day you cannot do that. On that day you cannot do that. This time you cannot do that. So many other things are there. Sometimes these are good to follow, okay, but sometimes when they comes in between my Krishna consciousness, they are not helpful in that. For example, it's a common understanding in India that if a cat passes in front of you, passes by, it's inauspicious. Like that day also were coming, one black cat passed in front of us in Pavanpukur. So my wife was there, my father-in-law was, we went in two bikes. So I said, no, stop here, I'll chant it in Arati and go. Okay. So if a cat passes me, I'll stop. It's inauspicious. But if I'm going to temple to take darshan, I'm going for Bhagavatam class, or I'm going to take darshan in Mangalarati and cat passes, so who cares? I'll just go run. Because this cat just passing me. I'm going for auspicious thing for Mangalarati or taking darshan of Lord. What can be inauspicious? I'll just go. But if I'm going to Krishnanagar to buy a mobile phone for me or buy a shirt for me, and then a cat is passing there, I'll stop. Because now I am going for my own self. So if I go for my personal work, personal thing, I should consider, okay, what is auspicious, inauspicious omens, different signs are there. So for personal self, we need to consider all these things. But for service of the Lord, okay, it's fine. If we construct a temple, of course, it's temple construction also Vastu is there, everything is there, but ultimately it's Lord's temple. We're serving the Lord. These things are taken care. But if I have to make my own house, then okay, I have to take care. Someone might say, oh, but your house is also Lord's temple, you are chanting and worshipping Lord. But to what extent? Question is to what extent I am doing it. If I do it purely to full extent, okay, then it's taken care. But if I have other sense gratificatory desire also, so then this house will, the Vastu and all these things will work heavily. I need to follow these things. Like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told in Gaudiya Math to the preachers, sannyasis and brahmacharis, that he said that if you are going to Krishnanagar to deliver Bhagavatam class, you are going and preaching there, then you take Gaudiya Math as vehicle, cars. You take the car from Gaudiya Math temple, Matha, go and preach, give classes, preach Harikatha and come back. But if you are sick, you are visiting doctor, go by walking. Don't use temple vehicle. Because temple vehicle, this is meant to serve Krishna, not to you. So now you are going to doctor, you're going for yourself. So I told this to one devotee. He said, but Prabhu, but this, our body is to serve Krishna now. We are serving Krishna with our body. This is also for serving Krishna. I said, then what do you think? But Saraswati Thakur didn't know this. He didn't know this logic. Our body is for serving Krishna. But to that extent, he said that no, when we do a personal thing, even though we are serving Krishna, but when we are taking it for personal thing, that don't use Krishna property for personal thing. Do it on your own. So that's like similarly, auspicious, inauspicious, different things. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also we see that another further thing, that when devotees from Bengal, they went to Jagannath Puri, then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Prataprudra, King Prataprudra, was chanting on the terrace of his palace. And devotees came, in Atharanala and Mahaprabhu came. They were meeting with Mahaprabhu, and devotees are meeting with each other and honoring prasadam. Mahaprabhu served prasadam to them himself with his own hand. Please were honoring prasadam. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and King Prataprudra were standing on the terrace of his palace. And Sarvabhauma was pointing out, introducing devotees to Prataprudra. So can you see that person? That is Advaita Acharya. Can you see that big effulgent personality who is coming, Nityananda Prabhu? And this personality is Srivas Thakur. And there comes Shivananda Sen. He was introducing them one by one. And they are observing what's happening from terrace, from palace. So then Prataprudra asked the question that there is a rule in injunction in Shastra that when you come to a holy dham, Tirtha, so first of all you should fast, do fasting, and then you should shave your head, like shaving and cutting nails, all these things you should do first. Get clean, then you can take Onar Prasad and go to temple and other thing. First of all, you fast and cut your nails and all these things. So Prataprudra is saying, but these devotees came here and they didn't fast, they didn't cut their nails and hair and all these things, not shaving. They are just honoring prasadam. What's this? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said that this instruction of Shastra, what you are quoting, is indirect instruction of Shastra, that you should do all these things. But there is a direct instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the direct Lord here. He is instructing them to take prasadam. So that's indirect instruction of Shastra, do fasting, do shaving. But here direct instruction of the Supreme Lord is that you honor prasadam. And he himself is serving prasadam. So who will avoid, like, disregard this and follow that instruction? So like that in different places, Acharya, they point out. In Bhakti, there are small, otherwise in traditional Indian culture, so many things are there. Like Niyamagraha. Sometimes it becomes Niyamagraha also. Like too much attached to rules and regulations, these or that, and it's like Hare Krishna. Then also same thing he explains. So here we are discussing that and bringing this here because to understand this particular shloka. Madhya Lila 24. Okay, chapter 24, Madhya Lila, and text 99. Dussanga kahiye kaitav atma banchana Krishna Krishna bhakti vinamra kavana. Wonderful verse. So we talk about association. Good association, bad association. So what is bad association? Is saying that cheating oneself and cheating others is called kaitava. Associating with those who cheat in this way is called dussanga, bad association. Those who desire things other than Krishna's service are also called dussanga, bad association. So what is bad association? Bad association is kaitava, atmavanchana, desire other than Krishna and Krishna service to Krishna, Krishna bhakti. Any other desire in heart other than Krishna bhakti or Krishna is called dussanga, bad association. It's called kaitava. So in next verse, he 99 and 9. Okay, yeah, he quotes again this dharma prajojita kaitavakta parama. This sloka is again quoted here. And then 101 here also. Pra shabde moksha vansha kaitava pradhan. এই শ্লোকের শ্রীধর স্বামী করিয়াছেন ব্যাখ্যান. The prefix pra in the word prajojita specifically refers to those desiring liberation or oneness with the Supreme. Such a desire should be understood to be the foremost cheating propensity. The great commentator Sridhar Swami has explained this in that way. So, actually, Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur quotes these verses to his commentary to 1.1.2. Saraswati Thakur quoted these verses. So that's why we are here. So, point is, this particular part of Srimad Bhagavatam talks about the subject matter, transcendental subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we see Paramaha, Dharma Prajojita Kaitava Atra Parama. Paramaha means the ultimate, supreme truth is the best and the best and the sweetest. Shushadha. Or Saraswati Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments here. Parama means with which you can measure Paramatma. Parama means that dharma with which you can understand and you can measure Paramatma, count Paramatma, or measure him, understand him. Mapaja, he is saying. Para means, another meaning is that para means, in Bengali also, para means somebody else, like who is not close to me, who is not a friend to me, who is a stranger, it's para. So para means, another meaning is shatru, is enemy. So para means enemy. What is our enemy? Samsara. Material world is our enemy. So parama means that dharma with which we can destroy samsara. That's called parama. Then kaitava dharma, dharma artha kama moksha, these things. Then Prabhupada also quotes Hitopadesha, that thing he is quoting here. Ahara nidra bhaya maitunam cha samanya met pashubhir naranam dharma hitesha madhiko vishesha dharmena hina pashubhi samanaha. In first paragraph itself, Prabhupada is summarizing that without religion, a person is like animal. And then that's the difference between human being and an animal. Yeah, barbaric animal. Then paragraph 2, Prabhupada is describing about how people are more interested in artha and kama more than dharma. And then when they are failed with artha and kama, they want moksha. I want more liberation. But that's what Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada is explaining here in the purport that that type of desire for liberation is also a kind of self-gratification. Desire for liberation is also a kind of self-gratification. Yesterday we had a class with one group of devotees yesterday night. So one devotee asked a question that our one Guru Maharaj, he said that was telling in class that I want all my disciples to go back to Godhead in this lifetime. So all of you should try to go back to Godhead in this lifetime. Okay. Then he says that another spiritual master who recently came and gave class, and he was telling in his class that desire to go back to even to go back to Godhead or to get liberation, it's like sense gratification. So what to understand? One Guru Spirit Maharaj is saying like that. So point is that that is the gradations, levels. Both are correct. The one spiritual master, when he said that I want all my disciples to go back to Godhead, they should try in this lifetime only, he is correct, because in Bhagavad Gita, mukti is glorified, liberation is glorified. Okay, you should try for their mukti is promoted, that okay, you should try for liberation, you should try for going back to Godhead. Okay, this world is nasty. Yadgatvana nivartanti tadhama paramam mama. This world is dukhalaya mashashakam. Get out of it. Come to my abode. So Krishna glorifies, he promotes, he kind of advertises, campaigns for liberation, that you do this, you will get that. So in Bhagavad Gita, it's okay. But at the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna comes and says that Sarva Dharma Parityajya, give up everything and surrender unto me. And from there, so Bhagavad Gita ends here with Sarva Dharma Parityajya. And from there, where Bhagavad Gita ends, starts Bhagavatam. Dharma Pradajita Kaita Vatra Parama. That same message. The ending conclusion of Bhagavad Gita is the introduction of Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is the second level, next level of Gita. Gita is ABCD. Prabhupada says in his purport of Gita is ABCD of Krishna consciousness, transcendental knowledge. Then Bhagavatam is the graduation, higher studies. And that's why we see in entire Bhagavatam, all the personalities, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Kunti Devi, Prithu Maharaj, Vritrasura, everyone comes and prays. Even the Vedas also, they also come, Shrutis in 10th kingdom, they also pray to Krishna. One common theme you find everywhere, that we don't want mukti, we don't want liberation, we don't want liberation from birth and death of this material world. Everyone says the same thing. We don't want mukti. So then entire Bhagavatam goes on like that, and Bhagavatam ends with, do you know the last verse of Bhagavatam? 18,000 shloka of Bhagavatam is Nama Sankirtanam Yassa Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranama Dukkha Shamanas Tam Namami Harim Param. That chanting the holy name of the Lord is the ultimate conclusion. By chanting the holy name, all your miseries, all your sin, everything will be eradicated. So that's the ultimate verse of Bhagavatam. Someone might say, oh, I heard, okay, I understood the ultimate conclusion of Bhagavatam, chanting. So why do I need to study Bhagavatam again, entire Bhagavatam? No, we need to study how to chant. In order to chant purely, we need to be freed from offenses. And in order to be freed from offenses, we need to study Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam ends there, and from there Chaitanya Charitamrita starts. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is the highest level of teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from our Sampradaya. The highest teaching is there. Actually, I think I discussed that day. In Mayapur, there was flood one time during the time of Saraswati Thakur, and it was inundated with Ganges water. Then Saraswati Thakur, he was giving class, and he told that similarly in Mahapralaya, the final annihilation, the water from the causal ocean will come and annihilate everything. Entire world will be inundated, flooded, annihilated by this water. So at that time, one who wants to save oneself should grab three things: Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. But if someone says that no, I cannot take these three things together, then you can release one. You can release Bhagavad Gita and hold Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. But if someone argues that no, I can't hold two things also, but give me one. So you can give up Bhagavatam also, but don't give up Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, ultimate conclusion. So he also said that how do I understand Bhagavatam, or how to read Bhagavatam? He said that if you don't study Chaitanya Charitamrita, you cannot understand Bhagavatam. In order to understand Bhagavatam, we need to study Chaitanya Charitamrita. The way of studying Bhagavatam is that you find out Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings in Bhagavatam. That's what Saraswati Thakur said. So that's what we study Bhagavatam, we study Chaitanya Charitamrita, all of them. So now what should we do? So give up Gita and Bhagavat. Should we study only Chaitanya Charitamrita? So now the point is, Srila Prabhupada, what he did, he brought the ultimate teachings of Chaitanya Charitamrita in his Bhagavad Gita purport. So Prabhupada quoted Chaitanya Charitamrita profusely in his Gita purport. So Prabhupada, he actually wrote his Bhagavad Gita commentary in line with Chaitanya Charitamrita. He wrote his Bhagavatam commentary in line with Chaitanya Charitamrita. So if we study Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam with the commentary purport of Srila Prabhupada, is as good as studying Chaitanya Charitamrita's teachings. Because Prabhupada gave us this. Otherwise, if you remove Prabhupada's purports from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, what do you understand from there? The yoga and these and that. Even other acharyas also in our parampara. They also comments on Gita and Bhagavad. They comments as per the flow goes on. Like we find in 4th canto, Prithu Maharaj section. And also in 5th canto, Bharat Maharaj section. First is there is the allegory, the puzzle. There was a kingdom, and there was the Puranjan, the king. There was Puranjani, his wife, and there was the city had 9 gates and this and that. So the first chapter talks about this only. It doesn't reveal anything. It's just a story. Puranjan, this and that. And Acharyas also comment that, okay, Puranjan, this and that, that's all. Next chapter, they say the Puranjan is like the soul, and the 9 gate city is like our body, and this is like that, that is like that. So Bhagavatam reveals it in the next chapter. It's like the story, like a movie. First they will tell you a story, and then they will reveal you. This is like that, that is like that. Acharyas also comment in that. They create a suspense. They don't explain, they don't reveal the truth. They don't reveal the identity in the first chapter. That they do in the next chapter. But when Srila Prabhupada writes his Prabhupada said in the first chapter only, from first verse only he said, this Puranjan is soul, this city is like the body. He doesn't keep any suspense, he just says everything there. Because Prabhupada understands that these people don't have the patience to read Bhagavatam thoroughly, sloka by sloka. So just say everything. Even if they just open Bhagavatam like this and read one sloka, one purport also, they should be able to get the essence. That's what Prabhupada's mood is. Mood of urgency, that they should get everything. Otherwise, acharyas write their commentary. When you read them, it's like step by step, they build up the storyline along with the text. Prabhupada just said, he just he spoils the suspense. He just says what everything. And he directly brings Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat in his purport. So that's what the discussion is. The Mataji was asking that my Guru Maharaj said like this, the other Guru said like this. So yeah, both are correct. So when your spiritual or that particular spiritual master is saying that all our disciples should go back to Godhead, all my disciples, so that means he is kind of encouraging his disciples that you should do bhakti. So in the beginning level of Bhagavad Gita, mukti is encouraged. You should aspire to go back to Godhead. It is very good, wonderful. But then when you come to the platform of Bhagavatam, you understand that no, that such desire is also not. A devotee should not have that desire. He should give up. And then when you come to the platform of Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's even more. A devotee is frightened by hearing the word mukti. Kaivalyam narakayate. He is terrified by hearing the word mukti. It's like hell to him. So, for example, you see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told Arjuna, Yat karoshi yadoshnashi yad duhati. This is Krishna's instruction. Can someone refute it? Can someone deny it? No, Krishna said it. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ramananda Rai and Mahaprabhu's discussion, Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Rai, what is the ultimate perfection, ultimate truth, sadhya? Ramananda Rai said that one should do varnashram. Mahaprabhu said, Iha it's external. Then he said one should give up, one should surrender his action to Krishna. And then he quoted Yat Karashi Yadashnashi Yadjuhas. Mahaprabhu said, Iha it's also external. Then he said one should give up even Varnashram also, one should give up Swadharma also. Then Ramananda Rai quoted Sarva Dharman Paritejya Mamekam Sharanam, the ultimate instruction of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. And Mahaprabhu didn't accept that also. He said, Iha is external, go ahead. So that means the ultimate conclusion of Bhagavad Gita is neglected, rejected in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Said, no, it's external. Go ahead. So then many things he said. At the end, he said, came to and said that chanting and hearing and chanting. Then he quoted Brahmaji from Bhagavatam that Jnane prayasam udaprasanamanti eva jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiya vartam sthane sthita shrutikatantanu bangmanu. Wherever you are situated, and chant the holy name and listen and hear Krishna Katha with your tanu bangmanu, with your body, mind, and words. Do hearing and chanting of Krishna Katha. So when Ramananda Rai said this verse, then Mahaprabhu said, oh, this is okay. But tell something more. He just the first thing he accepts is hearing and chanting. Then he said, okay, go more, go more. Then he goes in Prema Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, Radharani, and all this goes in higher thing. So, but the point is, that's what Chaitanya Charitamrita is. It takes to ultimate level, which is not in any other place, not even in any other books also. Even in Bhagavatam also, that point also will not get about Radharani's love for Krishna, the gopis. That's in Chaitanya Charitamrita only unique thing. So that's how Chaitanya Charitamrita is the thing. Is Chaitanya Charitamrita is the main thing for our movement. That's why Srila Prabhupada, he was not that bothered about finishing Bhagavatam. He is going on in that pace. But he was really anxious to finish Chaitanya Charitamrita. Within 2 months, historical that story is there. Prabhupada said that I don't know how long I live, so I should finish Chaitanya Charitamrita at least first. So he was really, really worried, like concerned about giving us Chaitanya Charitamrita, writing the purport of that. And we are fortunate that we got from Prabhupada Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we read Bhagavatam. There also Prabhupada is bringing Chaitanya Charitamrita here. So there's the point that in ultimate perfection, in ultimate point, mukti is nullified. A devotee even hates mukti. He is a devotee, like there is a story of Navadvip Dham Parikrama. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has a book called Navadvip Bhava Taranga. He is doing Navadvip Dham Parikrama in meditation. In meditation, okay, he went to Godrumdeep, he went to Mododrumadeep, and he met with Lord Ram and Hanuman, and Lord Ram and Lakshman. Ram, Lakshman, Sita was there, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur went and offered obeisance and said, Lord Ram embraced him, and Lakshman also gave him a seat to sit, and they gave him some fruit. Ram and Lakshman gave them Bhaktivinoda Thakur some fruit. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, I got ecstatic by honoring that fruit, prasadam of Lord Ram. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is doing parikrama of Navadvip, all the 9 islands in meditation. So then he said that I came to Rudradvip, the last island, Rudradvip. Rudradvip is the place of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, he roams around there. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said there's a nice forest in Rudradvip, jungle. So he said, I started to roam around in the jungle, in the forest. Then I saw a beautiful lady there. A beautiful woman lady came to me. I asked her, oh Devi, who are you? And she said that I am Sayujya Mukti, I am liberation, impersonal liberation. And she said that we are 5 sisters. 5 muktis, Sayujya, Sarukpa, Samikpa, Salukpa, and Sasti, 5 muktis. And she said that we are 5 sisters. And in previous ages, all these sages like Astavakra, Dattatreya, Yagyavalka, they would accept us. They would worship us. We were accepted by them. But then in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he preached and he gave love of Godhead. Then all of them, all the Yagyavalka, Ashtabhakra, all of them, they left us, and they became devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I heard that actually it said that in Rudradvip, all these sages, Dattatreya, Ashtabhakra, Yagyavalka, they are doing meditation there of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Rudradvip. Rudradvip is Nidaya, that side, Nidaya. So they are doing that. So Mukti Devi said, I am searching for them. I am looking for them. Where are they? I heard that they are here in this forest. The Ashtabhakra, Dattatreya, they are doing that dhyana, meditation here. So I am searching for them. And another thing is that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached Krishna consciousness, love of Godhead, then everybody became devotee. And my other 4 sisters, like Sarukpa, Salukpa, Samikpa, and Shasti, in fact, some devotees accepted them, like devotees for devotional service, if it's favorable, they can accept other 4 muktis. But Sayujya, they don't accept. So the Sayujya Mukti is saying that my other 4 sisters, So some devotees accepted them, but nobody is accepting me. I'm alone. And I'm roaming around here alone. Nobody is merciful on me. That's why this place is devoid of mercy. Daya. No daya here. That's why Nidaya. This place is called Nidaya in Mayapur. Nidaya Ghat. That's one reason Nidaya. Another reason is when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he left Navadvip. He swam and crossed Ganges through that side, and he went to Kachua to take sannyas. So through that ghat, he left Navadvip Dham, and that's why that place is called Nidaya, because he didn't show compassion, mercy to Navadvip devotees. That's another reason. The point is when Sayujya Mukti is telling these things to Bhaktivinoda Thakur didn't listen to these things. As soon as he heard that I am Sayujya Mukti, he got fainted. He lost his senses. He fell on the ground, got senseless. Then after some time, someone chanted Gauranga, Gauranga in his name, in his ears. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur opened his eyes and he saw Lord Shiva with 5 heads, 5 hoods, Panchanana Shiva. He said, oh Shivaji, what is that happening here? The Lord Shiva said, don't worry, I am here. This is my place, Rudravan, forest of Rudra. And then he said, what is Mukti? Mukti was there. Please save me from Mukti. He said, don't worry. I have driven her away from this place. And this is my place. So I chant Gauranga's name here. So whoever come here, I chant to him Gauranga's name. So that's the thing that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as soon as he heard that this is Mukti, he got so frightened. He got senseless, fainted out of fear. So devotees actually fear Mukti. Said, no, we don't want, give us anything else but other than Mukti. Kaivalyam, it's like Naraka. Prabhupada Saraswati said, Kaivalyam Narakayate, Tridasha Pura Akasha Pushpayate. It's like a devotee who has received the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For him, Mukti is like hell. And the post of Brahma and Indra is like small insect for a devotee who really got the blessings. So then Nirmasaranam Satam, a devotee who is really pure-hearted for him. So by hearing Bhagavatam again and again, we can be pure-hearted. So point is, those who are pure-hearted, free from envy, they can study Bhagavatam and they can understand Bhagavatam. Okay. And those who are not pure-hearted, by reading Bhagavatam, they can be pure-hearted. So everyone should, those who are pure-hearted, those who are not, everyone should study Bhagavatam. By studying Bhagavatam only, we be pure-hearted. In paragraph 3 also Prabhupada discusses how devotees are free from envy, jealousy, they are well-wisher to all. Then in paragraph 4, Prabhupada discusses Srimad Bhagavatam, the ultimate subject of Bhagavatam is the personality of Godhead, not impersonal. So Prabhupada discusses Brahma Paramatma Bhagavan. 3 features of absolute truth, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. We will discuss in due course what are those. Then impersonal feature, then Paramatma, super soul within heart, and personal God. In paragraph 5, Prabhupada talks about Achinta Vedavet Tattva, simultaneous oneness and difference. We gave the example in first verse also, like gold mine and gold. Another example is that salt, ocean water. If we take 1 bottle of water from the ocean, is 500 ml water from ocean. So this bottle of water will have the same quality of the entire ocean water. In quality, they are same, equal. But in quantity, it's just 500 ml, but that is huge ocean. So in quantity, it's different. Similarly, in quality, we are same with God, Satchidananda. Krishna is Satchidananda, full of eternal knowledge, eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So we are also same. So in quality, we are same, but in quantity, we are just small, tiny in front of Krishna. Then Shivadam, how is auspicious, Tapatranun Mulanam. So that simultaneous oneness and difference is called Achintya Vedavet Tattva. In paragraph 4 also, paragraph 6, Prabhupada talks about that Tapatra, Tritapa. So the reason for this miseries are that we are illusioned and we think me, as the controller of everything. So what is the solution for that? if we understand Achinta Vedavet Tattva, and if we have upgrade in our consciousness, if we upgrade our consciousness, then only it can help. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite, Mahamuni Vyasdev. So if we say that, okay, read this book, it's a very good book. Who wrote it? Oh, this person wrote it. Wow. If someone great personality, he writes it, then we accept it more authentically. We accept it with most faith. So who wrote Bhagavatam? Mahamuni Vyasdev, Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite. Why is Vyasdev telling himself as Mahamuni? I am a Mahamuni. No, this is the reality. He has to say who wrote it. So he is called Mahamuni. He is the incarnation of God. Like Krishna said, Aham sarvasya prabhava, matta sarvam prabhavati. I am the source of everything. So Vyasdev is the incarnation of God. So he should say that. He has to say that. Shrimat Kimva Paredishwaraha. Also, glories of Bhagavatam is being discussed here.
This verse he compiled.
Vyasdev compiled the first 3 verses, and then the storyline starts. Ishvara Sadhyaridya Varuddhate. What do we discuss? That the Lord comes and gets locked inside our heart. He cannot go out.
How does that happen? The actual physical process.
Physical process is that Pravishta Karna Randrena Swanam Bhava Swaruruham Dhunoti Shamalam Krishna Shadilasya Yathasharat. When we hear Krishna Katha, Krishna enters in our heart through our ears, ear hole. Pravishta Karna Randrena, Krishna enters through our ear hole in our heart, and he cleanses our heart. Just like the autumn rain. In rainy season, monsoon, currently what rain is happening, that rain pollutes the water. But autumn season rain, it cleans the water, purifies the water. So like autumn rain, Krishna purifies our heart. Now the question is, Krishna is already there in our heart. So why does he need to enter again? He's already there. What does he need to enter again? So it says that Krishna is there in our heart as a Paramatma super soul, which is not the complete manifestation of Krishna. Brahma Paramatma Bhagavan. It's a partial manifestation of super soul. And he is like Upadrashta Anumanta, just silent, spectate witness. He doesn't do, he's not active, he's passive in our heart as super soul. But when, for a devotee, Krishna himself, the Supreme Bhagavan, Supreme Lord himself, he enters and he becomes active. So as Paramatma, he is just inactive, but as Bhagavan, he is active and he purifies our heart. It's like in Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, Arjuna addresses Krishna as Rishikesha. So Prabhupada writes there that in purport that, why Rishikesha? Because Rishikesh, he is the master of the senses. So Prabhupada writes that for pure devotees of Lord, the Lord himself takes care of the sense of devotees. For ordinary people, we read in Bhagavatam in 2nd canto, 3rd canto that even for the senses we have demigods. Even we see, we have Surya as demigod to protect our eyes. Even we evacuate, first tool, for that also there is a demigod, Mitra and Varuna. For that also specific demigods. So all our body functions through demigods. So demigods are the one who are controlling our senses and body, generally. But for a pure devotee, Krishna himself controls their senses. And that's why I was wondering, how come Haridas Thakur or Bhishmada or Prabhupada, how come like they do like Shat Goswami, they don't sleep at night, they don't eat anything, and they're continuing. So how can that is possible? They are just doing without sleeping, without eating. Haridas Thakur was chanting. Bhishmadev, he was like lying on the bed of a rose, just imagining the situation, and he's giving instructions about Krishna to Yudhishthir. So the point is that when you understand that the pure devotee senses are body is controlled by Krishna, so then you understand that yeah, it's something else. But for us, we are maintained by demigods. We need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to evacuate, all these things are there. So Krishna really enters in our heart when you hear Srimad Bhagavatam through, because each words are as good as Krishna. That's what Krishna Tulya Bhagavat. Srimad Bhagavatam is non different from Krishna. So when we hear Bhagavat, each words enter in our heart is actually Krishna is entering. Like Mahaprasad is Krishna, holy name is Krishna, Bhagavat is Krishna. But point is, how much faith do we have? Based on our faith, we can realize that. Otherwise, not. Kritivhi Shushrushabhi. So one who is, you see, Kritivhi means He says that those who are fortunate, blessed, they can immediately, Kritivi means those who are fortunate enough, for them immediately Krishna comes in their heart. But those who are not fortunate and those who are not blessed, not having sufficient piety, for them it takes some time. It's a little bit delay. That's what Acharyas say. That's why Sadhya Riddhi Kritivi. Kriti means one who has Sukriti or good piety, good fortune. For him, Krishna immediately comes and enters into the heart. But for others, it takes time. And those who are, in fact, it's not that they have heard. That's what we discussed. Shravanechchu, like Shushrushavi means they has desired to hear. Just by the desire to listen Bhagavatam, Krishna comes in our hearts. And what to speak of listening Bhagavatam directly, actually, in actual sense. So like that. And Prabhupada says one thing here, that this process of devotional service, it's simple but not easy. Prabhupada said in paragraph 9, Prabhupada said that. In paragraph 9, he said that the process is simple but not easy. So bhakti is simple but not easy. One point. What? Simple means there is no complex. Like if we are in front of Namhatra gate, someone asks you, okay, how do I go to Hularghat? Go straight. It's simple. Straight direction. Namhatra to Hularghat is straight direction. No complexity. No right, left. Just go straight. But if they ask you how to go to Mayapur Institute from Namhatra, or go like that, these and that is so much different, difficult, complex direction you have to give him. So bhakti is like that. From here to Namhatra to Hularghat, go straight. It's simple, but difficult, not easy, because in between there is maybe pani puri, fuchka, or some you eat. Let me eat pani puri. Let me go and do this. Or there the big vehicles are coming. There will be accidents. So it's simple, no complexity in bhakti. You see, everywhere we go, like that's the beauty of bhakti. Like you go join a company, you have a post position, designation, you do a job, and they give you, let's say, 50,000 salary, and you do this job. After 5 years, you get promotion, you get now 1 lakh salary, and your job increases, responsibility increases. The point is, in due course of time, our responsibility increases, our activity changes, isn't it? But in bhakti, same holy name. During the initiation, they are giving holy name, okay, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We need to chant the same Mahamantra throughout life, till the end or last breath. Chant the same mantra. It's not change. No slight here and there change. Not that every few months you update, like you update our latest version of Android or iPhone, iOS. We don't need to update the mantra. So same mantra, same grantha, same Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam also doesn't change. Prabhupada also read the same Bhagavatam. Prabhupada also chanted the same Mahamantra. So same mantra, same grantha, same dham, same devotee, same deity. So the process is same. It's the same. It's simple. What we have to do, just few words, few things. How to do bhakti? Just give one class, one katha, just few minutes. You just explain to them how to do bhakti. Simple. That's all. No complexity. But to do it, it's difficult, because we have material desires and different things. So like that. And in Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he writes his commentary to this person. He says that in this world, there is no scarcity of anything. Everything and all kind of opportunities are there to hear all kind of topics, subject matters. But there is only scarcity for hearing Krishna Katha. Only scarcity in this world is Krishna Katha. Scarcity means like we have drought, not raining. So he said the Durvikho is drought of Krishna Katha. So we need to have a strong flow of Krishna Katha in order to be saved from this material world. So that's all about second 1.1.2.
Could you please round up from the beginning? You said what are the subject matters that are discussed in this verse? Can you repeat them again?
Yeah, so that we see in our okay, I can discuss from here. So Dharma Pradojita Kaitava, this verse talks about that Srimad Bhagavatam. First of all, this verse discusses the subject matter of Bhagavatam, which is Vedyam Vastavam Vastu. Bhagavatam is the Purana, Mahapuran, who discusses the real thing, Vastav Vastu, first of all. And that Bhagavad Dharma, or the subject matter of Bhagavatam, which rejects Dharma, Artha Kama Moksha. Bhagavatam rejects Dharma, Artha Kama Moksha. And Bhagavatam is meant for devotees who are what is happening. Is meant for devotees who are pure-hearted, free from enmity or envy, and it bestows auspiciousness, Shivadam, and Srimad Bhagavatam can uproot the three miseries of us, Adi Bhautik, Adi Atmik, Adi Daivik, three miseries. And Srimad Bhagavatam is compiled by Vyasdev, Mahamuni Vyasdev, in the mature state of meditation. Then what's the need of any other scriptures? Kimva Parairishvaraha. And by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, by the desire of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme Lord comes and gets locked in the heart of the devotee. Takshanat. Immediately. But those one who is Kritivi is fortunate enough, Kritivi. Those who are not that fortunate, they have to wait, but they can be fortunate by reading Bhagavatam. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam itself is the fortune, if someone takes shelter of it sincerely. Sincerely means he is honest and transparent and neutral, not biased. He wants to really understand in Guru Parampara, then it's easy. That's what is 1.1.2 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, we see you next in next class. Gaur Premanande.